Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to tumble your brass, cheap, easy, and fast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let's get to it. So the main components that you'll need in order to tumble your brass is some sort of media. You'll also need a tumbler, a sifter, and a pail if you want to collect your media after you're done tumbling your brass. You will also need empty shells. So there's several different types of media that you can purchase to use to tumble your brass. You can have treated or untreated corncob media. There's walnut. I don't prefer walnut because it has a red dust to it that gets all over the place and turns everything red. I've heard of people using lizard bedding, sandblasting media, but I typically go with corncob media that's been treated. The reason why I do that is it'll help polish your shells as you're tumbling. So I use the Lyman Turbo Tumbler 1200. Each one that you buy will have a recommended how many shells you can put into it and how much you should fill with the media. Some people prefer to wet tumble. I prefer to dry tumble. It just seems to work the best for me. Now, in order to separate the media from the shells, I use the Lyman Turbo Super Sifter. Pretty easy concept. You could also use a colander that you use for your vegetables. Of course, don't let your wife know that you're using it, and she'll get pretty upset if you do. And all it does is it allows the media to fall through while it keeps the shells separated from the media. Now, in order to collect the media after you use the sifter, I use a 5-gallon pail. I just picked this one up at Mills Fleet Farm for $5. So when you're pouring the shells and the media through the sifter, you can collect your media afterwards and reuse it. Now, in this turbo tumbler, I fill this about halfway full. Add the shells. Put the top back on. And screw this down. Now you can add dryer sheets to this to help prolong the treated corn media. You can see it's a greenish color here. The longer you tumble your brass, the more black it will turn, and that's how you'll know when you need to replace it. You can add other additives to it, like new polish, that will help extend the life of the corncob media, and the dryer sheets like I had mentioned earlier. Now, as far as how long you should run this, I typically run it for about 2 hours. Shinier brass doesn't make your bullets go faster, so the ideal thing we're trying to do here is knock off any particulate that's on the outside and the inside of your shell. So I usually run this for about 2 hours. The questions I get are, can you run this inside your house? Is it safe to run it longer than 2 hours? I would suggest that you run it in your garage because, of course, you're dealing with lead products and you don't want that circulating throughout your house. Some people do. That's their business. It's up to you. I choose not to. I run this out in the garage, so any lead particulates or anything like that that are floating in the air are outside and vented to the outside. As far as length of time running this, yes, I've accidentally ran this overnight, greater than 12 hours. It didn't burn down the house, but that's up to you whether or not how long you want to run this. Typically, like I said, 2 hours. Now, all you have to do is transfer your shells into the sifter. Because I'm working with these dirty shells, I do wear gloves because I don't want lead particles on my hands. And this is pretty simple. You just shake this. And now you've collected your corncob media, and your shells should be ready to be resized and deprimed. As far as maintenance and upkeep, I typically like to wipe out the bowl in between each time that I'm tumbling brass. You can see that there's a lot of particles in here left over from the last time I was running the brass through it. I use alcohol and a rag or acetone and a rag. Seems to dry quickly and gets all of the particles out of there. Hey guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You can also follow me on Rumble at K2 Defense. See you next time.